Oh, okay. Welcome everyone. It's technically disoriented. It's been a few months.
We're back.
Yeah. You must have thought that we died in the wilderness long ago, but we have not. We are still
False.
alive.
Still
Are
kicking.
you familiar with that Nacho Libre quote?
Oh, that could be a whole rant on its own.
Nacho
I am
Libre?
not a fan of Nacho Libre,
Oh,
the
okay.
movie.
Okay,
I'm
well,
also not a fan of Napoleon Dynamite.
it's the slapstick humor that
It's
you
that
just don't
slapstick
like.
humor I can't handle.
Okay. Napoleon, well,
I don't mind a good romantic comedy. I don't mind a good. I don't mind.
really?
I don't mind a good like just general like funny movie. Like,
Are
uh,
you an Adam Sandler guy?
sure. I don't mind an Adam
Really?
Sandler movie.
You don't mind the Adam Sandler, but you do not like the slapstick
No,
kind of humor. Okay.
no. Like Meet the
Well,
Fockers. I mean that movie is so awful.
okay.
It's
I
the
I
worst.
don't think I've ever seen that one. I have seen Nacho Libre quite a few times, but
Although I will say, Meet the Fockers has the one of the greatest movie quotes of all time.
is it appropriate for the
No, not really.
I mean, the title is provocative in and of itself, right? But anyways, we're back. That's the long story short. We're back. We are going to continue recording videos. Um, we had some technical difficulties. It is technically disoriented after all.
The name says it all.
The name says it all. We thought we had fixed the echo problems, and then we recorded a really long episode. And even though the test before the episode went well, it still had echoes, really bad echoes. So I really hope that this does not. Please, we tested beforehand. I'm seeing that the capture card audio is not being recorded, so this had better go well. So, anyways, we're back. Um, Brian, uh,
What are we talking about today, Hunter?
a couple things. Let's
Okay.
talk. Let's talk. I was going to start off with some IT stuff, some actual IT stuff, and then we should talk about some video games and random other stuff too. So,
Okay.
uh, first one, why do people send me their phishing emails that they get?
That is a good
Because,
question.
like, I know, like, I am not the one sending out the phishing emails. And even if I was, you have a little fish button in your email to say that it's a fish email, right? Like, let me put it this way. If the teacher, your math teacher, gave you a math test, and in the middle of the math test, you get up and you walk up and you hold the test in front of your math teacher and say, "Hey, is this the answer to number
It-
one?" That defeats
no,
the
no, it's
purpose
worse
of
than
the
that. It's worse than
test.
that. It's more like, is this word spelled correctly?
Yeah. It like you've defeated the purpose of the test. So even if I do know if it's actually a phishing email, the point is for you to click the button and
And
say
report
that
it.
it's a phishing email, not for you to come and
Or
ask me if it's a phishing
or get
email.
into the habit of, if this email looks suspicious, report it.
Exactly.
Just report it.
Exactly.
Don't click on any of the links in there. Just report. If the email looks weird, report it.
Yeah. But it gets worse because that's only in the situation where it's like a fish email that was sent out on purpose, like it's a test,
Yes.
right? If it's an actual fish email, how in the hell am I supposed to know if that email to you is a fish? It's coming from a person that looks like it's legitimate to me. The question is, were you expecting something from that person at this other company? Were you expecting something like this? Did you send a message to them or one of their peers at the company to ask, is this legitimate? Why would I have any idea if this perfectly legitimate looking email is a fish? Like
Or not.
yeah,
Right.
you are more qualified to say whether it's a fish
Right.
than I am. Like I know the signs to look for whether it's a phishing email, but so do you. That's why we have the monthly trainings in staff meeting. So
And weekly trial
yeah, and
fishes.
weekly trial fishes. Like, why would I know if
Simulated. Excuse me. I apologize to all cybersecurity people out there. That should have been simulated fishes. Pardon
simulated?
me.
Anyways, the long story short is if you're watching this and your company does a phishing email test thing, when you get an email that looks fishy, don't ask the IT team if it's a fish. First, click the fish alert button if you're pretty sure that it's a fish. If you're not sure that it's a fish, ask yourself the questions. Am I expecting this email? Do I expect to receive it from this person or this source? Is there any way to externally validate if that email is correct, usually by replying or by speaking to someone else at the company, calling the other company
So,
directly and speaking to someone,
so
all of those things.
what you're talking about brings up an interesting thing. An article recently that has been published about a major banking breach.
Yes.
Uh,
Was it Bank of America?
no, I don't remember what bank it was. Some Hong
Okay.
Kong thing.
Oh, yes.
But this was like a started with a phishing email that looked suspicious. Guy gets on a video call
Right.
and then ends up wiring money out of the bank.
Right, right.
Like he was the person that could have identified. Call somebody,
Mm-hmm.
say something to someone else.
Yeah.
Call someone and double check or verify. Like like if it's a real fish, your IT people probably aren't going to be able to help you.
Yeah.
Like you're the one that has to make the
Mm-hmm.
decision as to whether or not this is real or not.
Yeah.
And I realize that like it's a very elaborate hoax on the back end of that story with the originated fish. But the originated fish, the guy admitted the original fish email seemed suspicious.
Yeah.
Like there was some verbiage in there
Yeah.
that didn't work. And
Yeah.
at that point, full stop, don't do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely.
Like it's mind blowing to me that we live in the time that we live in right now, and there's still a pretty rampant ability to fish someone
Mm-hmm.
and be successful at it.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Like check, double check,
Mm-hmm.
triple check, call. Even there's one that comes in that I'm not uh and I don't look at my email, by the way. Let's get this very
You
clear.
can't be fished if you
I
don't ever look at your
If you
email.
don't read the email, you really
Yeah.
can't be fished. Um but even if there's an email that I'm supposed to be looking for that I look and I will message other people in the company before I report it to our IT people. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll message someone else,
Mm-hmm.
generally the person who it looks like it's from.
Right.
Are you sending this email?
Yeah.
Did you just send this email?
Mm-hmm.
Did you just send me a text message that I'm supposed to click a link on and then go fill out a form?
Uh-huh.
Because all of that is really
So
suspicious.
yes, uh-huh. The HR people are especially they're especially
Prone.
guilty of this.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, would you go fill out this survey to
Yeah.
yeah,
Click this link
click this
and
link to go fill out a
oh,
survey. There's a $20 gift card at the end. It's like, guys, you have got to stop making this look
you're like,
like you're trying to scam me. Like,
you're like,
please.
let's see, the phishing, create a sense of urgency, offer some sort of reward. All that fits.
Maybe the HR department is just a walking phishing scam.
Don't say that out loud.
Have you ever seen the meme? Have you ever seen the meme? It's always like Patrick Bateman from American Psycho or whatever walking down the hall looking like he's all in charge or whatever. And it's like when I tell a joke that's so funny that HR wants to hear it.
I've seen that
Please don't. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. Like, obviously, it's all in jest. Like, you don't want to actually
one.
have HR call you down to hear your joke. But it's
Those
it's
jokes so
it's
funny.
just a funny meme.
Charles. I may have told a few of those.
I mean,
Maybe.
it's a constant learning process, right? We're always getting better.
That's right.
But anyways,
Now, here's a question for those of you new to Facebook or new to YouTube and social media.
hmm
Do I have to say that I'm not sponsored by Coca Cola
no,
if I drink a Coca Cola?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I've watched quite a bit of Good Mythical Morning. It's Rhett and Link.
I know, yeah, yeah.
You're familiar with Good Mythical
I
Morning?
like those guys.
Yeah, they're pretty
Yeah,
cool.
funny.
Um, yeah, they drink. Well, I mean, they eat. Their whole channel basically is eating and drinking
But I feel like
foods.
those guys, people are sending them stuff just to eat on the camera.
Hmm. I know that they're doing some of that, but I think that a lot of it is just their crew going to the store and just picking stuff up.
You
And
think so?
I do.
I bet you those guys are fully funded.
I mean, they've been sponsored. Like they've
Like
been
you realize that the
officially.
guys who are like really like the game nerds that have tons of game toys in their background or whatever, those are all got sent to them.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But I feel like for something like Good Mythical Morning, where the vast majority of their content is like, is Coke worse than Dr. Pepper or whatever? I would struggle to see Pepsi, Coke, and Dr. Pepper all sending them something to be like, yeah, one of us is going to get taken a dump on. Could you please? Like, I struggle to see Coke, Pepsi, and Dr. Pepper all getting on board with
I don't
that,
know.
but
Even bad marketing is marketing, right?
it's true. It's true.
Because
It's true.
at this point, those brands are all just like it's hard. You have your
Mm,
people that drink your stuff.
right, right. Uh, if that's
Anyway,
the case, then Burger King should be absolutely popping off because Burger King gets the most bad press of any
I
restaurant in the
I
entire
still eat
world.
there sometimes.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Really? I grew up
I just
completely
had Whoppers like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
I grew up completely on Burger King. Like my dad really liked Burger King, and so that was like most of the places we went. And we were all also conditioned against McDonald's, so we would never go to
Yes.
McDonald's as a kid.
Conditioned against
Um,
McDonald's.
but
It's a biological marker in my family.
but Burger King, the Burger King where I used to live, I tried going there on 3 separate occasions, and I sat waiting for somebody to take my order in the drive-through for 15 minutes before I backed out. All
And
three times.
left.
All 3 times, by the way. I
Really?
never once actually received food from that Burger King.
Huh.
I don't actually know how it is still functioning, like how it still stays afloat, because it's still there to this day.
That's interesting.
So I don't know if I just got exceptionally unlucky, but I was the only person in the drive-through each time, and I promise it was
Was it
open.
open?
I
Are
promise
you
it was
sure?
positive. We
Or did
drove
they
past the
just or did they
front.
just leave the open sign on?
Well, they may have just left the open sign on, but we were there at very reasonable hours. Like I was
Okay.
there at like 7 or 7:30. It's not like I
Like at
was,
night.
yeah, it's
Okay.
not like I was there at 11 or whatever. So, yeah, so I don't know.
Huh.
I don't actually mind Burger King's food that much, but I have not physically been able to eat at Burger King for the last couple of years.
Basically, it sounds like you have a Burger King
I'm
disease or
here.
something.
Yeah.
You're pounding on the
I
doors.
am here with money.
Give me Whoppers.
uh
All right. Sorry, I took us down a path here.
no, no. I mean, here's a I know you have strong feelings about this, but we're going to move on after this one
Okay.
after you
Okay.
say your piece, but
All right.
um Burger King has an Impossible Whopper and I've had it a
Oh my
couple
gosh.
times.
Okay.
Um
Hit me.
And especially because most of Burger King's flavor for their Whopper is just liquid smoke flavor,
Uh-huh.
there's almost no difference between the regular Whopper and the Impossible
I
Whopper.
completely disagree with you.
Yeah.
I have not had one since they debuted them.
Hmm.
But it was like eating dirt.
Mm, I
Like
mean,
my problem with the impossible meat stuff is it's very gritty to me. Like it doesn't chew like meat. It's
like meat does.
very gritty, like
Mm,
sandy.
mm,
And I think that's the marker for me that until they work that part of that out,
mm,
like I can taste one
mm.
always.
Interesting.
I do recall eating some kind of veggie burger when I was a kid, and I didn't realize it was a veggie burger. Like I didn't know what that was.
You
And
just thought it was
so
weird.
yeah, and I just thought it was a weird sandwich. And then my parents were like, "You realize that was like a veggie burger, right?" And we were like at some restaurant, and I was like, "What's that?" I had no idea, no clue.
Yeah, I saw the veggies on it. I'm fully aware that there
Yeah,
was veggies on
no, it
the.
was like the patty was
Yeah, no.
like a yeah. Anyway,
That's funny.
uh,
That's a whole other topic.
that is a whole other topic.
It's possible that Impossible Meat has gotten better since they debuted it. I actually don't know. I've only like tried stuff fairly recently, but
I've attempted to buy some and make like hamburgers at home with like whatever the synthetic meat is at
hmm
the grocery store or
the
whatever.
Beyond or
Yeah,
Impossible, yeah.
yeah. And it's the same, it feels the same consistency as when I eat it. Like it's very sandy and
Mm,
gritty to me.
mm.
But anyway, that's more recent than
Maybe that will
the
be a
debut.
maybe that will be a technically disoriented episode. Like we go and we get an Impossible and a regular Whopper
Let's do it.
and do side by side.
I think we should do it for sure.
I think that'll be fun.
I mean, I'll try it. I'm not
Opposed.
adverse or opposed to the
Right.
idea.
Yeah.
I love the concept. I'm just not sure that the science is all the way there yet.
Right. Okay, anyways, so sorry, I'm gonna pull up my notes again. We talked about other stuff for a long time. So oh yeah, so please don't send phishing emails to your IT team.
Oh yeah, that's
Figure
where we started talking about
yeah,
this.
figure it out yourself. If it's a bad
Or if you're unclear, just report it.
yeah, yeah,
Just
exactly.
get it out of your inbox.
If it's a bad fish, then you should be able to know when it's a bad phishing email. And if it's a really good phishing email, then you're going to have to figure it out because I'm not going to be able to decipher whether it's a fish or not if it's a
Agreed.
good one. So,
Agreed.